What up, guys? Vincent here, FRF. We got our crash dummy over here. She's just here for a visual. Alright, so, and we got the Harley Quinn in the background. So we're going to kind of teach you how boxers number their punches. It's on a scale of 1 to 6. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they also do the head and the body. Now, just wanted to explain a little bit about this, just to kind of teach you guys, like, if you're new to a boxing gym and this is, like, going to be your first time going into a boxing gym, or you just want to train some punches at your house, this will kind of, you know, help you give you a visual. Now, I'm a big guy, of course. You can tell. I'm a heavyweight. But I'm pretty good with my punches. So I think you guys can learn something here, if for those of you who are beginners and don't really know where to start off with your punches. Even if you do know a couple of the names of these punches, you might not know how to number them or what combos people use. So this is just going to be the basics for our first video. Now, people start off with in a gym with doing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, a 1 is very simple. A 1 is a jab, which is your least dominant hand, which should be the hand that goes in the front. Now, same thing with your legs. You should always have your least dominant in the front and your most dominant in the back. Now, I'm a right-handed, usually. I can also switch to southpaw like this, but usually I'm right-handed. So what I'll do is when I fight, I have my left out in front and my right out and back, because that's the one that's going to have the power where it's going to come back. So a 1 is just a jab. That's using the hand that's up in front and just going straight with it. Boom, boom, boom. Now that's, you utilize the jab just to kind of keep someone away from you, keep them back, and to kind of, you know, just get a punch in. Now, when you use your 1, which is your jab, when you use your jab, that kind of starts up any combination you want to do. There's a lot of combinations in the boxing game. It's almost impossible to name them all. People make up ones all the time, and they work really good. You know, you got a 1, 2, which is boom, boom. So your 1 is usually your combo starter, or it's just to keep them at bay. You kind of hit them with the jab just to kind of get them away from you and to make sure they don't get close. Now you have your number 2. It's almost the same punch, only it's using your dominant hand. So you turn your hips when you punch when you do it. Boom, boom. So when you do that, the whole reason for that is kind of like a power hit. That's to kind of knock their head back. So you punch them, boom, that's going to knock their head back with that. Which is why a lot of people use a 1, 2. They use a 1 and then bam, use the power hit. Now that's just to kind of, you know, it stuns you. It makes them notice, like, hey, I just got punched pretty hard. So that's a 2. So you got your 1 and you got your 2. Now you have your 3 and your 4. Your 3 and your 4, all the odd numbers are going to be with your least dominant hand. All the even numbers are going to be with your dominant hand. Now your number 3 and 4 are hooks. So 3, it's an odd number, that's how you'll know, is your least dominant hand, it's a hook. So boom, boom. Now most people do this mistake when they use a 3. When they use a left hook or right hook, they kind of go back all the way. Now if I do this, look what happens. I leave this whole side of my face, she can just punch me with this side of the hand. Bam. I'm not even going to get to hit her. So, what you want to do is kind of just boom, 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 drop it down, come back in. Kind of have a downward angle so that you hit the jaw and she goes down. It's all in the hips. It's all in the hips. It's all in the hips. So, that's your 3. It's just a left hook. That's usually what you want to use when you want to hurt someone. Your hooks, everybody knows a hook will hurt because most people just bam. Of course, you're going to get, you know, you're going to hit someone with the hook. It's going to hurt. It is what it is, you know. And then you have your 4, which is the same thing. It's another hook, but it's with your dominant hand, the one that's in back. Now, that one is going to be your killer. That one is going to be the one you want to boom. Because when you hit someone with that dominant hand with the right hook, it's going to do some damage. Most people, their dominant hand hook is probably their strongest punch. You also got punches like overhands and stuff like that, but those are kind of like special punches. Kind of like signature moves. And then you have your 5 and your 6s, which 5 is odd, so you know it's your least dominant. Those are uppercuts. 5 is your least dominant uppercut. Now, usually what you want to do with that is, at all times when you're fighting, you want your knees to be a little bit bent anyway, but you kind of want to go down a little bit when you throw an uppercut. So, boom. You don't want to, now a lot of people have that mistake. They go down all the way to the waist and uppercut. You're not Popeye, okay? You're not going to, like, yeah, you're not, this ain't Street Fighter where you just go, Hadouken, you know, like, it's a Falcon Punch or something. No, this ain't Super Smash Bros, you know? So it's just something simple. Just boom, boom, boom. Just to kind of do it. Now it's the same thing with the right hand. Or your most dominant hand. That's going to be the one that you add in more power to. It's going to be a dominant hand. It's probably going to have more power because it's your dominant. So those are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6s. Now it's the same thing for the body. With the body, you know, boom, 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 boom. Now the thing, about, yeah, it tickles right now until you actually get it punched. Now with the body, it's the same thing. The only thing you want to really remember is when you go to the body, you want to make sure you always block your face right after. So if you go boom, make sure that hand comes back to your head, because if not, you're already going to be lowered kind of. So they're going to be able to hit you and close in the distance. You don't want that. So that's kind of, your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a lot of other punches, but they're just not part of that whole category. They're kind of like signature punches, like your overhand, your Superman punch, your spinning back fist, things like that. You also got things that aren't even punches, depending on what you're doing. But we're talking about strictly boxing, so these are our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6s. You can do body, you can do head. Number one thing to know about boxing combinations in general is you kind of just never want to use the same hand twice. So you wouldn't go into a 1 and then a 3. So you always want to switch from odd to even usually. Because if you use the same hand, it's going to be like this. Boom, boom. That's so weird. Because you go like this, and then you're moving back to do another hit. Your whole side of your face your body is going to be vulnerable. The number one thing about all these punches is, like I said, keep your hands up. As soon as you throw your punches, bring them right back in. So these are just some fundamentals that you guys, for very, very new beginners, who hasn't even joined the gym yet or hasn't got any teaching of whatsoever. These are just some kind of easy ways to practice. So if you guys are at home and you can't afford a gym or something, this is very good to maybe practice a little bit. So you want to get better at punching, or you're some scrawny kid or something like that, or you don't train a lot, you're not really a fighter, and you want to kind of get better at your punches. This is where you would start, is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6s. So for those of you who are like those people, maybe practice this at your house. You can use, punching bags and stuff like that. If you don't have one, literally, here's a good tip. If you have gloves, like boxing gloves, wear your boxing gloves, and any door frame is very sturdy. They even tell you to go under it and in earthquakes and stuff. Door frames are very steady and sturdy. So open your door and punch at your door frame a little bit. I'm not saying freaking try to take down your wall or something, but just practice your 1 through 6s on your door frame, and it'll actually really help. Other things, there's all kinds of other things you can punch, or you can even shadow box, just 1, 2, 1, 2, and maybe work on some combos. Probably the next video that I will go over next time I do a tutorial video will probably be combinations. So if you guys want to see that, like this video, comment down below if there's anything you want to see for tutorials. It could be submissions, anything to do with MMA, boxing, anything. We got plenty of our fighters in our group, so if I don't personally know something and I think that someone else will do better at showing it, I will get that fighter to do it. So if you guys want to see anything with kicks, I will get Johnny. If you guys want to see anything with really technical defense boxing, I'll get Manny. I will play into it. I'm not saying I'm the best fighter in the world. I'm definitely not. Which is why if there's something that I don't know, I will admit that, and I will get someone that knows it better. So like the video, comment down below if there's anything you want to see. Please subscribe. We hit 500 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, we'll be back with some more. Peace, guys. And oh yeah, click the bell.